Okay, we are working on lesson 24 today, which is adding and subtracting decimals. Once again, this should just be a review for you. There are basically two things to remember. When you are adding and subtracting decimals, you need to line up your decimal points, and at some point in subtracting, you may need to add zeros, but those would only be on the decimal side of the number. So here's an example for you. If you have 2 and 614 thousandths plus 12 and 3/10 plus 701 hundredth, how would you line them up? I like taking the biggest whole number first, so I'd put 700.01. Then I would put 12.3 just because I like doing mine in descending order. I'm going to line up the decimal points, put 12.3, and then finally 2.614. I'm adding these. I do not need to fill in these spaces with zeros. However, if it makes you more comfortable and you think you can do better, then go ahead and fill them in with zeros, and then just add as you would normally add, and you get 714 and 924 thousandths. One thing to remember, when you're adding in your tenths place, if you have to carry, if this happened to be 0 and 3/10 plus 0 and 7/10, and you line up your decimal point in your answer as well, and you say 7 plus 3 is 10, you do not put the 10 down like that. You put the 0 down, you carry the 1, and you end up with 1 whole. So make sure that you don't make that mistake on carrying. Here's an example of subtraction problem. 47 and 6/10 minus 31 and 423 thousandths. 47 and 6/10 is the larger number. It has to go on top. 31 and 423 thousandths is going to go underneath it. You cannot just bring down the 23. You have to add your zeros up here and go ahead and borrow. 10 minus 3 is 7, 9 minus 2 is 7, 5 minus 4 is 1. Make sure you line up your decimal point, and you get 16 and 177 thousandths. You could check this simply by adding up. 7 plus 3 is 10, carry the 1, 7 plus 2 is 9, and 1 more is 10, and 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, and 3 plus 1 is 4. So you can check subtraction simply by adding up. A couple of things they might ask you to do is put numbers in order from least to greatest, and now they're going to be mixing fractions, negative numbers, and decimals. The smart thing to do would be either to change the decimal to a fraction or the fractions to a decimal. In this case, 1/2 is 0.5. That's pretty easy. When I look through these numbers, I see one negative number, so that will be my smallest number. Everything else besides 0 is greater than 0, so 0 needs to go next. So I've used 0, and I've used -1. What do I have left? 1/2, 2, 3/10, and 1.75. I know that 2 is the largest number. I'm going to put it in there. I know that 1/2 and 3/10 are both less than 1, so 1 and 75 hundredths would go here. Which is greater? 1/2, 5/10, or 3/10. 5/10 is greater, that's going to go here, and 3/10 will go here. Work these whatever way works best for you. Sometimes going towards the middle works, sometimes just trying to pick them out going in order works the best. Last thing they're going to do in this lesson is have you compare decimals. If you notice, this decimal number has 3 decimal places. It goes out to the thousandths. This goes out to the 10 thousandths. There are 2 ways to do this. You can compare place by place. They both have zeros in the ones place. We're even. They both have zeros in the tenths place. We're still even. They both have threes in the hundredths place. We're still even. Now we get to the thousandths place. This is a 6. This is a 5. 6 is larger than 5. So 36 thousandths is greater than 354 10,000ths. The second way to do it would have been to add a 0 to this number so that it goes out to the thousandths place. And then you can actually just read this as a whole number. So you can say 360 and 354. 360 is greater than 354, so 36 thousandths is greater than 354 10,000. Once again, this should be a review for you guys. Go ahead and try C through J on the practice set of lesson 24. Make sure you write down some notes, especially the things that you have to remember for adding and subtracting decimals, and we'll see you in class tomorrow.